Well, thank you first. Thank you for being here. Um, it's good to have people like you, business leaders, on the podcast. As you know, the podcast is focused on the Olympics, and you have a career that's like athletic and also at the same time an entrepreneur. So we think it would be interesting to have your thoughts, your perspective on the business, particularly in France. So for our audience that is not familiar with your work, Emeline Hahn is an entrepreneur and innovator, and she's the CEO of Fizimed. So could you please first introduce yourself and share a bit about your background and your journey in the industry?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for the invitation. So I am the CEO of this startup, Fizimed Engage for Women's Health. We develop medical devices for women's health and help them to access to easy solution that can help them in their daily life. So the first product is the pelvic floor trainer, allowing them to strengthen their pelvic floor at home to avoid urinary leaks or prolapse, and really be autonomous to do that at home. And the second product is the wireless breast pump, to allow women that want to pump when they have their baby, and to really pump wherever they want, whenever they want, and be really free on that. So we really basically help women to live a better health. And from my side, from my background, so I am a scientific by background, and then I did a business school in management of healthcare. And I also, during 4 years, helped startups in the healthcare area, to really help them to develop their business before creating Fizimed. And for a really personal background, so as you mentioned, yeah, I used to play basketball at a high level. So I used to play in France in the level called the League. League is the first level in France. Then I stopped, and I used to play also a few years in a rugby club. So during 3 years, I played rugby also. And now I have 2 kids, so I had to quit a little bit this area, and I'm running. I'm doing some running basically.
Yes, that's so interesting. You have multiple personalities, an athletic, an entrepreneur. Do you mind if we talk about your athletic career?
Yeah, sure.
About particularly the start, how you went in first league.
Well, yeah. So I started basketball when I was 7, in my small town in France. Like, it's a really countryside region. And when I was 12, I had the opportunity to join a centre de formation, it is called in France. It's like we played every day. We had training every day. So I was in a can you help me on that? Like an internat.
It's like focused on sports. There
Yeah.
is
Well,
no.
I
It's not a lot of
changed.
politics.
Yeah, I quit at 12 I changed my school, and I went to another town, like 1 hour and a half from my parents' house. And I, during the whole week, I was in the school, sleeping there and so on. And every day we had training, and on the weekend I came back to my own town, and I play in the championships there. So I did that during 2 years during what we call here the college, which is not the college, I guess in the US, but
Middle school.
Yeah, middle school. Thank you. And then I decided to, at the end of the middle school, to go to Strasbourg, which was a bigger city with a bigger team, and to also adapt my high school and the training. So I was in a specific school where the usual students in France do their baccalaureate, which is the main the main degree, the main degree in high school. They usually do it in 2 years, and I did it 3 years because I had less lessons, and we had more space for sports. So every morning and every afternoon I had training, and then I did that during 3 years. And then I had the opportunity in the club where I was. There was this team in league, and I had the chance to enter this team as a young player, and then I went a little bit up when I became like a senior. Like it's when I was 20, I was in there.
Yeah. So your way it was really focused on sports, on basketball. Did you think at that time that you were going to create your own business, be a business leader?
Definitely not. I didn't know, but what I was the leader of the team when I was young. Like I was the captain. Don't know exactly the name in English, but I was the one who drove the team, and with the kind of a leadership. So without knowing exactly that what I was doing, I think I have this leadership basically in my personality, and I learned to be a leader, I guess, also through my career as in a basketball player, and then I did I was in the university in the UK, also a little bit in Spain, and each time I was there, I had a kind of a position of a leader, from either project leader or like also in a team, so it has been always part of me, I guess, and it's which brings me to create the company.
Okay. So this leadership, kind of, you learned it through sports, and it was useful for you as an entrepreneur. Was there other skills related to sports that you used for creating your own company?
Yeah, I think resilience and perseverance is the two main skills I think I learned that from sport that can be really useful as a startup leader. For at the same time, like in a game, for example, there is the first half and the second half. So even if you are bad at the first half and you are losing the game, maybe you can just change your tactic, your strategy, your people, and at the end just win the game. So it's always like this, and I'm seeing things in my company. Sometimes we do mistakes, sometimes we put the wrong person at the wrong place, so we need to do some adjustment to be better and maybe to win the game. And if we don't win the game, the championship is not over either, so we can be better in another day. So for me, really, resilience, perseverance is really important, and also Well, I used to play basketball and rugby, and they are collective, like collective sports. And I think it's, for me, it's really important to play kind of with people, and we are a team. We can do great things together. People are good at in some position and not as good in other positions. So really try to make the best team. Really helped me also right now in my career as an entrepreneur, to try to find the best, the best person, and to hire a good collaborator. So I basically every day I see some similarities between my career as an athletics sportive and entrepreneur.
And I would like to know more about like the transition from athlete to CEO. When did you create the company Fizimed? What was the story behind it actually?
Yeah, I created the company in 2017 with 3 other co-founder, and also the story behind is interesting, because when I decided to create a company, it was not around what we do right now, like pelvic floor training. It was around totally different things. As an athlete, I wanted to develop a knee product, like to re-educate and to do the physiotherapy for the knees after an injuries for sport people, basically. And it was a device that you could use at home doing your exercises, and you can see in real time on your app what you do with your knee, and with that you can recover quickly of your injury and come back on the field, basically. And that was my first idea. And then I met one of my other co-founder, used to play a lot of handball, and so he knew exactly what was the problem. So he joined the project, and then we were looking for a physio to be associated, also a co-founder of the company. And we talked to different physio, and we decided to go with Paul Grandemange. Is a physio, but he used to play in the same rugby club than I did. And actually we get along really quickly because of the same value around sports, around like collective players playing and so on. So it was like the starting of Fizimed was also really based on the value that sports can drive, and everything that we do right now, actually it's kind of linked with that. So when I decided to create Fizimed in 2017, I stopped my basketball career a few years before, because when I decided to stop it when I started to study abroad. When I was in the UK to study, I had to stop the high level career, because I wanted to choose. I had to choose between study kind of and sport, and I chose my study. But what I was sure is that I was pretty confident in building a great team as a co-founder. We were 4, and I felt good, because I was like, okay, we create a company with 4 people, complementary people, and I think we can do good things with that. And I was the natural leader, actually, of this between our 4. And it's how we started.
Okay, so
And how it's interesting also how we changed the first project to pelvic floor now. When we started, so with the knees injury project, we went to see several physiotherapists, and we were like, oh, look at our great innovation. It will change your life. It will change life of sport people, and it will be for athletes. It will be great. And they told us, yes, well, It's true, it's interesting for athletes, but we also have another problem. Like it's when in our office, when a woman come for pelvic floor rehabilitation, they come, they do their exercises like 5-10 minutes, and they come back home, and they do not have any tools to follow their treatment at home. So if you could change your ID on your knees biofeedback, it would be good to have it for pelvic floor. And at the beginning, I was like, wow, what do we talk about? What is this pelvic floor area? Why we are talking about urinary incontinence? And I was surprised because during these 20 years of sports and sport at high level, no one told me about pelvic floor. And it was like really when I just realized that, I figured out how big was the way to talk about pelvic floor and how important also it was. So when I just realized how big was this public health issue about urinary incontinence linked to a lack of strengthening, a lack of strength of the pelvic floor, it really linked actually my athlete background. I was like, okay, we need to change that and to tell to the world that this muscle maybe is one of the most important muscle in your body, and we don't even know about it, and we don't care. And people who do sports also need to know even better than the others that it's important.
For the last part, we're going to talk about if you're okay with that, motherhood. So you became a mother after creating a Fizimed, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So how did the transition went? How do you balance motherhood with your career as a CEO?
It's a good question because it's a tough question. It's we learned to be a mother, to be a mom, I think, as we learn a lot of things, and also as we learned how to progress also in the company. So I have, first of all, I think I have a big chance to have my husband that is here, and we can really rely on each other, and I have the chance to kind of do only 50% of the work, and he does 50%. So that's the first things. And then before creating Fizimed, I have really this concern about, is it possible to become a mom while you are creating a company? And I had the discussion with an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur, and she gave me the best, I think, advice that she could have given to me. She told me, there is no right moment to have children. If you want, and if you have this if you want to, if you would like to have a children, just go for it, kind of whenever and wherever the company is. And I think it's really important because companies and success and fail come and disappear, and like there is a cycle, and maybe even your company maybe just is not in a good shape, or you have problem with it, or even if it's successful, like your children will be all the time here, and the company, it can be on and can be off, like there are cycles. So that's when I had that in mind. Really, I lose this pressure on when it is the best time to become a mom. And then also it was hard for me to have the second, my second children, my daughter. We had some difficulties with my husband to have it. And just to mention that, is you don't really decide when you will, even if you want to have children, sometimes you don't decide. So just don't be too focused on the right time as an entrepreneur to have a child. It comes when it comes, basically. And then to balance the personal life and the professional life, it can be hard, but you need to find, I think, your way. I really changed the way I've worked. I used to work before having children than now. For example, I work less time during the day, and I go to pick them up at school earlier. And then if I need to work on the evening, I work again when they sleep. And I think I really changed the way and the relationship with my work when I had children. And then sometimes I spend more time, sometimes I spend less time. It's hard also because you are always you come back at home with your company challenges, I would say, problem or good things. So you always think about your company. So it's really important also to try to spend a good time with your children with a quality, and not be always linked with your company subjects. So for example, to give you a simple example, we have a phone box at home, and when we come home, we put our phone on this box, and that's how we spend more time and quality time with our children. Yeah.
That's so great. That's a great idea. I think the box, because parents tend to be on their phone with their children. So I think it's such a good idea. And has becoming a mother impacted your ideas on Fizimed, or the innovation that you want for women's health?
It had a big impact, actually. When I was pregnant of my first son, I really, really realized how big was this problem about pelvic floor, because I had actually this problem of urinary leaks when I was pregnant and a little bit after. So I became a patient kind of the product. I really understood, yeah, the and how we can improve actually our product, and how we can also communicate on that, and how important was the education around pelvic floor training also after giving birth. That's the first thing. The second one is actually the second product that we developed, the wireless breast pump. I always had this idea in my mind, but I didn't really realize how important it was. And I really figure out the problem with my second children. I used actually a wireless breast pump with really low functionality, but even if it was not a really good product, it really changed my my life. It changed my relationship with the breastfeeding, actually. And when I for my first kids, I breastfed during 3 months, and with this wireless breast pump, I could do like more than 6 months of breastfeeding for my second child. So I really understood how important it was to have this kind of tool to be able to live the life you want to live. Actually, I don't say that every mom needs absolutely to breastfeed. It's not my point. I just say that if you want to, it's really important to have the possibility and to have tools and products that can allow you to do what you want. So it was also the part of that. And the third thing I just also realized during my entrepreneur process, I would say, I am not at the point of menopause, of course, but I also realized how invisible are women at menopause and how invisible are their challenges. And my next subject, I would say, would be really regarding menopause and how we can help women at this age, because yeah, they are young, we look at them. They are mother, we look at them because they have issues. But when they are older, we just forget them from the society, and I think that's a problem.
Yeah, I totally agree. So you talked to us about the products that you have. Is there any exciting project or new products upcoming that you can share with us?
So we are now in launching our second product, so this wireless breast pump that has been in the market since April. So we are really in this exciting phase of offering this product, and we have so many feedback like, wow, thank you, it changed my breastfeeding and so on. So we are more in this exciting part now, and we have new other ideas, as I mentioned, for menopause, for example, but they are still at the R&D stage, and we are looking at this area, asking people and women, our customer, what do they need, what are their challenges, how we can bring solutions. So yeah, we are in this exciting part with the breast pump, and I'm sure that a new project will come in few years, but right now it will be like maybe next year, but not now.
Okay, that's good. That's interesting. So we wish you the best. We wish the best also to Fizimed. That's really honorable what you do for women's health. Thank you for coming to the podcast. It was really interesting talking to you, as you have a different perspective of careers, athlete, entrepreneur. You're a mother too. You're a woman. So yeah, it was really interesting. Thank you for your time. And yeah, do you have something to say?
No, really, thank you very much for the invitation. And I think the most we talk about these challenges around women's health, and also being a mother, why being an entrepreneur, it will give some inspiration, I hope, for women to do so. So thank you very much.